All right, hello everybody. This is Kazimbe Abena here of Divine Resonance, and I wish everyone a wonderful Sunday evening at 6 p.m. And I'm just going to give it a few minutes for people to join up here. All right, Lady Shea Marie, how are you? Thanks for coming aboard. So I'm just going to give people a few minutes to join up here. As I've said, I am going to be doing this every Sunday just as a service to the community. There's a lot going on right now, as I will comment on in a moment. I'll start to comment on that in a moment. So I'm going to kind of have a bit of a recap or a perspective on what is going on in the news or in the nation and the world prior to the actual meditation that we have. You're very welcome, Lady Shay. You're very welcome. My pleasure, my pleasure. This is just something that I know that I need to do. We all need to do our part. You know, we are in the midst of a serious transition now. And all hands on deck. All hands on deck. You know, whatever skill sets you have, whatever connection you have, whatever sounding board platform that you have to speak in the way that you are compelled to speak, please do that. You know, please do that. Again, I'm offering this virtual community meditation that can hopefully allow us to address concerns of fear, anger, grief, as focusing on the root chakra. I won't do the root chakra every single time, but I'm going to do it as long as I'm compelled to do so. There's a lot of fear-mongering going on. There's a lot of intimidation going on. So we definitely need our root chakra addressed so that is the connection to the earth. It's the foundation. It's where our kundalini resides, kundalini being kind of the power, the central power and central fuel that gives us power and life and activity in our body. It is housed in the root chakra. So we really need to address that. So I just want to say a couple things here. First of all, my sincere condolences and to the family of George Floyd. There's a lot going on. This is not new. And my heart goes out to that brother and his family, the ones he left behind. And I think that what's happening now is par for the course. You know, we've done things as much as we can in terms of speaking out against the injustices. And when you're backed up in a corner, sometimes you have no choice. So I think this is just par for the course. And I don't think that the American system is broken. I think that it's working perfectly. And in other words, I don't think that it was ever meant to provide justice for Black people or people of color. It was never created for that. So essentially, that's important to know because there is no fixing of it. It needs to be dismantled and replaced with something else. Do I know exactly what that thing is? No, I do not know exactly what that ideology or that mechanism, that social political mechanism is. I don't know what it is, but I just know what doesn't work now and what has not worked for quite some time. So again, my purpose is to not get too deep into the politics. My purpose is to do my part, which is to individually help you to get any fear or grief or anger that you have balanced and in control within your body so that you do not act out of your control, so that you are aware of what you're doing at all times. Because in this time, in this critical time, we have to be aware of what we're doing. We have to be aware of what we're saying. We have to be aware of where we are and what we are involved in. Because every movement, every word has grave consequences. So that's my job. That's my job. A quick note again about the police state and how this is nothing new. There's a great article on pbs.org, pbs.org, by, I believe, a Kenya Downs, and she talks about how the FBI, and I think it says FBI warned of police infiltration by white supremacist groups. This was written in 2016. The FBI put out a bulletin/document about the infiltration of white supremacist groups in the police state in 2006. So we all know that this has been going on far before that. So just as a reference, check out that article. It's really, really good. And she has references to other articles that talk about the birth of the police state and how the police state basically in this nation, largely came from slave capturing groups that were dispersed across the nation, north and south. So it's a very interesting article. But what it shows is that this is nothing new. This is nothing new. I just think with the advent of technology and cell phones, people are actually able to capture the injustices, but this is nothing new. So it's good to arm yourself and to know that the history of where we live and what we've got going on and what we're dealing with. So let me give this a couple more minutes. And, I'm not about arguing with folk and, denying this and denying that and trying to prove this or prove that. I have my perspective. Everyone has theirs. And I suggest that, hey, whatever I say to you, if you think it's important enough, go and fact check it yourself. Do the research yourself. I have no problems with that, because we individually need to be properly educated ourselves and armed with information. Because if not, the mainstream will feed you something that reflects their story and their negative. And it often does not reflect the reality of our experiences in this country as Black Americans, as Black people. So just to keep that in mind. So this is going to be up on my page once I do this, and you can refer to it at any time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us through a guided meditation of the Root Chakra. Again, the Root Chakra deals with the balance of fear, grief, anger, and also our Kundalini energy, our spark of life, the thing that keeps us active. I'm going to read through a guided meditation. It's going to be a cord cutting thing that from Archangel Michael that was channeled by another healer that they wrote, and it's Archangel Michael karma detachment. So what it's going to do is clear the karma around your root chakra so that you can start fresh and anew. It doesn't mean that with this cord cutting, which is kind of breaking you away from karma, cord cutting, it doesn't mean that you will be cut off from your loved ones and never be able to have a connection again and all that type of stuff. It doesn't mean that at all. But what it means is that we often have a lot of negative connections to experiences, to people, to places, to memories. And we need to clear those things out. Those things act as dead weight on us. And so we wonder why we can't shake a particular pattern in our lives. We wonder why we can't shake a particular thought pattern. We wonder why we still are gravitating toward the same type of people that we may know intellectually are not good for us, but there's something about the pull that we continue to be drawn to these people. Where a cutting of cords can help to address that. It can help to address that. So again, I'm looking to conduct this root chakra meditation to address any negative connections through cords. Cords being energetic cords. So often if we either meet someone or go into a place or have a conversation with someone or have an altercation or have a sexual or sensual relationship with someone, we have developed some sort of cord or connection with that person. So it's good to cut that so that you are not, so that two reasons. They can't continue to siphon energy off of you. You can't continue to siphon energy off of them, which means that whatever negative energies they have, you continually receive. So you want to cut those connections. You want to cut that cord so that you're now actually just dealing with yourself and your own energies. So I hope I'm okay here. I don't see that it says that I'm still live. I guess I'm good. Looks like things may be frozen, but I think I'm okay. All right. It's only my second time doing this, so bear with me, y'all. All right. Okay, so that is what the Archangel Michael, this root chakra meditation is about. It's about cutting cords away from our root chakra so that we can be free and liberated from any negative connections that we may have. Also, I'm going to have us recite a root sound that corresponds to the root chakra, which is LAM, L-A-M, and also kind of give out to those that are watching this that are willing to receive it. This is not an attunement, it's just sending out energy of Solfeggio 396 that also corresponds to the root chakra. I'll do that during this meditation as well. So if you can, go ahead and find a peaceful, calm place to either sit or lie down. And what I want us to start off with here are 3 deep breaths. I want you to breathe from the diaphragm. So we put ourselves in a rest and digest state, physical state, as opposed to chest breathing, which is fight or flight. We want to breathe from our stomach, so when you bring a breath of air in, your stomach should expand. And then when you breathe out and exhale, your stomach should collapse. Don't force it, allow it to happen naturally, but just looking to put you in a state of relaxation, Let's take 3 deep breaths together. And here we go, in and out. And we can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, it doesn't matter. In and out. And one more time, in and out. When you're starting out with your breathing, it's good to initially have your in-breath be at the same count as your out-breath. So in for 6 counts, out for 6 counts. There are other meditations where you may do in for 6 and you may do out for 12, a double of that. But for this, it's good to do it to at least be able to do that. That way you can also make sure that as much oxygen as you were taking in, you're expelling as much carbon dioxide or the breath out that you need. So you can also, in that way, monitor whether your breathing is shallow or not. Either way. And then if you find out that you're not breathing in enough, then look to focus on your lungs, expand your lungs more, expand your rib cage more to take in more breath. Or contract your lungs and contract your stomach to push out more of the out breath. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We just did 3 deep breaths in and out. Let's go ahead and let's focus on the out breath, or focus on the root chakra rather. The color is red. It is between your genitals and your anus, and it points straight down to the earth. And when we're talking about and focusing on our root chakra, let's look at a red ball of energy. Just a nice red ball of energy, okay? Let's focus on that. Visualize it. So visualization and intention is energy. This is why what you focus on is so important, because it creates your reality, because it's energy that is literally creating a reality. Obviously, the impact of that varies in the intention and the time and the power behind the focus and the duration behind the focus. So if you do something that's just fleeting, it doesn't have obviously as nearly as much impact as if it's something that you are always thinking about. Okay? All right. Focusing on the root chakra. All right. So now let's imagine a red cord of energy from our root chakra exiting the body from the perineum down to the core of the earth. And let's ground ourselves. Let's ground ourselves into the core of the earth. At the same time, let's do this with two red cords exiting from the heels of our feet down into the core of the earth as well. So now we're anchored in three places. It's always very good to anchor yourself before you do any sort of meditation or spiritual work. Really important to anchor yourself because you want to be in harmony and connected to the environment that you're in and the planet that you live on. Very, very important. All right. So through these three cords that are connected to the core of the earth, let's inhale. Again, stomach expands. Notice how I'm inhaling, and you don't see my shoulders rising up at all. That's because my stomach is expanding, okay? As we inhale, we're going to inhale red energy from the core of the earth that are going to come up through the three red cords connected to our perineum and to the heels of our feet into our root chakra. And as we do that, the root chakra swells with red energy. Then as you breathe out, we breathe that energy out to the rest of our body, to the cells of our body. We see our entire body filling with red energy out to the cells of our bodies, to our hands, our fingers, our extremities, our toes, our feet, our hands, our knees, our elbows, our chest, our head, our face, our legs, our thighs, calves, groin, buttocks, back. All right, so let's do it again. Let's inhale, drawing the red energy up from the core of the earth into our root chakra. See it swell up with red energy, our root chakra. And then as we breathe out, we're dispelling that red energy to the rest of our cells of our body. And let's do it again. Breathing in and dispelling the energy out. Very good. Very good. You should hopefully be in a relaxed state now. I'm going to call forth the energy of solfeggio frequency 396, which is not connected to a religion, but this is the corresponding solfeggio energy of the root chakra. I'm going to call forth that anyone that seeks to receive this energy that balances fear, balances anger and grief, and dispels grief, excess anger, and excess fear in the body. Anyone who is willing to receive that they receive this energy at this time. Solfeggio frequencies, please activate for myself and anyone who's willing to receive these energies and who looks at this video now and at any time. Allow this energy to not disrupt this person or their activities, but to enhance their lives and their bodies at all times. Solfeggio frequency 396 activate. And continue to breathe, continue to breathe. Again, as we breathe in, we draw red energy up from the center, the core of the earth, up through our perineum, through the heels of our feet, up our legs, to our root chakra. As we breathe out, we breathe that red energy throughout the rest of our bodies, to our extremities, our head, our toes, our feet, our hands. We continue. And just sit in that energy for a moment. Just sit in that energy for a moment. Very good. Very, very good. So I'm going to have us get into our hands into the Root Chakra Mudra. and that is this here. This also further activates the root chakra. So it's your pinky and your thumb together. This is it here. You know, you often see people doing this, and they have their hands on their knees as they're sitting in folded leg position. So this is one mudra that you can use for this. And just listen intently. Just listen and continue to focus on your breathing and continue to focus on your root chakra. I'm going to read this excerpt from the Archangel Michael cord cutting for this. It says, now let us move to the base chakra, the root chakra. The base chakra is a repository for fear and anger. It is also where your Kundalini energy resides. Many have blockages in their Kundalini energy and cannot raise their Kundalini because of the amount of fear. Fear of stepping into your own power. Fear of becoming a master in your own right. A master of energy. A master of your own destiny. Many have stored memories here about when they had mastery of their Kundalini, and they used it to repress. They used it to control, to disempower. And these ties, these karmic ties, stop you from being the glorious being that you truly and really are. Now affirm that you would like the ties cut from your base chakra. Affirm that you are ready to liberate yourself. And slice. I cut them all. Archangel Michael, we call you forth to liberate, cut, and free the cords, any negative cords, the cords from anyone looking at this that are connected to anyone's root chakra, from any negative experiences, thought forms, memories, people, places, or things that are keeping them locked in fear, keeping them locked in anger, or keeping them locked in grief. We call forth the removal of these cords for their liberation. Please do this now. And continue to breathe, continue to breathe. I want to read something in addition to this as you continue to stay in that state of meditation, focusing on your root chakra. Also focus on the releasing of what you feel you need to release in regard to fear, regard to anger. Read one more paragraph here and stay in that space, stay in that energy. Understand that there is no need to fear these cutting of the ties, meaning cutting of the cords. Many would have that by cutting the ties, they would lose the connection with their loved ones. But this is not true. The cutting of these ties to the chakras allows you a fresh start with your loved ones. It balances the karma between you and allows both of you to enter into a relationship that is based on unconditional love, rather than dependency and fear or control. Now for each and every one of you, I, Archangel Michael, have cut the ties. All right. Very good. All right, let us recite this mantra, or this root sound. It is LAM, L-A-M. We're going to do it 7 times. And here we go. LAM. And focus on the root chakra as you do so. LAM. 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 And continue to send in that energy. See your root chakra swell with red energy. Feel empowered. And breathe, continue to inhale, draw up the red energy from the core of the earth into your body, into your root chakra. As you breathe out, continue to disperse energy through your body. Continue to breathe diaphragmatically, meaning from your stomach. Breathe in and release. And very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. All right, let's come back to slowly come back. Come back into your body. Open your eyes if your eyes were closed. Slowly, gently come back. So again, this is just something that I'm doing for the community as we are in this time, these critical times where there is a lot of control being exerted through people's fears. Whether it's COVID-19, whether it's vaccinations, whether it's the police state, whether it's deep state. No matter what it is, get into a habit of meditation daily. They can't take it away from you. They can't take away your ability to meditate. And that is your power. That is what is accessing your power. So I definitely want to encourage everyone to create some sort of routine of meditation. Please, please do. This is what is going to get you through these times. This is one of the things that's going to get you through these times. Try to get as much sunlight as you can, as often as you can, to the tune of at least 30 minutes a day. Work on building your immune system at this time. Allow at least one meal a day to include a salad. And a salad with romaine lettuce at least, or spinach or kale or something like that. Iceberg lettuce has no nutritional value. So let it be greens that actually have value, nutritional value. All right, it's got about a minute left here. Let's go ahead and breathe it on out. 3 deep breaths in and out. 1. 2. And 3. Very good. I want to thank everyone for joining me and Be safe, be smart, and whatever you are compelled to do to fight the fight, do that. Be safe, be smart about it, and remain centered and connect within first to be guided. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again next week at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Much love.